Hello, everybody. Excited Utterance here. And my name is Heather. And Scott Peterson is innocent. Not guilty, guilty, guilty. Is he really? I don't know. But I need to be convinced because I am a prospective juror. And I'm getting all my hands out like an Italian because I do have an Italian heritage. Yes, and I speak with my hands. And guess what? I didn't think that my friend Dali would be able to join me at this late time of night for him or whatever it is. Light night day, I don't know. But here he is. Oh.
It's very late. But yeah, Hella's internet decided to be non-existent like typical. And then she's scrambling.
It's not typical. Look, okay. I spoke to my internet company and they actually answered the phone like within 5 minutes and went, oh, okay, what lights do you have on? La, 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 and lights on the little modem, right?
Were they Australian or what?
What, the call center people?
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't, well, they had an accent, but I don't know. But they were very helpful. And I said, these lights. And they said, that means that your NBN's not working, which is the National Broadband Network, right? And I went, okay, right, so it's not me. Yeah, no, it's not me. And so I'm getting 36 megabytes per second right now, which is not great.
Righteous bytes.
Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. Dali's here to back me up if the videos don't run that well. So thank you for being here. I know you're
welcome.
Thank
no,
you.
I'm okay.
See, this is what a good co-host does.
Exactly. I don't drink until later in the evening. See, I'm a good
friend.
You don't. You're interrupting my drinking time. Damn it.
I don't. I'm always interrupting your drinking time. Hey, half Irish.
I'm worse than Nick Ricada. No, I'm kidding. I'm not that bad.
I don't want to see you at that time of night.
I'm a functioning alcoholic. Okay.
Oh, really?
That's what we call it.
And hello, online. Yeah, it's not afternoon yet. It is 11:04 a.m. for me.
It's 6:05 p.m. I'm so tired.
See, this is the thing I don't get about you. You're on the West Coast. Goodness me. And Dave is here, the Slug Master. Good to see you. Christine is here. Yeah, okay. We get it. You don't have to keep explaining. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't want you to feel guilty. Go on your way.
I don't. I don't feel guilty about you.
Anymore?
No. You got your own problems, man. All right. There wasn't. I don't know if I should read this. Okay, maybe.
There was a young lady, Stella, whose rise on YouTube was Stella. With all the right bits and giving Dolly the shits, she'd never be mistaken for a fella. Well, I didn't have the shits today. For once.
Tragic's awesome. Tragic is awesome. I love you, man. Okay, the only place I'd be mistaken for a fella is in Sean's Discord because I had to transition in there.
Hey, I was mistaken for a woman once.
Were you? Just once?
Yeah, but I had really long, no, not even that long hair, but I was overweight. And they're like, yes, ma'am. I'm like, fuck you. I have long hair.
Excuse me. Hello. Sorry. We're like 3 minutes into the stream, dude. Sorry. Did you want to derail it? Hello. Yes. Okay.
I was misgendered, okay? That is acceptable on YouTube guidelines. Thank you very much.
Is it? Yes. Hello, boyfriends. How are you? And what time does Dali wake up? Good question. What time does Dali wake up?
4 a.m. usually.
Yeah, you do get up very early. That's true. So there's a reason for you to go to bed quite early. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at work by like 5.
Yeah, you do. You do manual labor, and you finish quite early in the day. So you have a different time. Like your body clock's different to the rest of us. So there you go. No judgment. No judgment.
Yeah,
except when I judge you. Except when I judge
all the time. You're very judgmental.
When I judge you.
Well, I used to get up to crack software at like 3 a.m. because it was a lot of fun. And I did that for like a year. And then after that, it was just like, oh, I'm getting up at 3 a.m. now.
I like this time of day streaming. This is fun. Okay, let's go. All right. So why would I say Scott Peterson is innocent? Oh no, I should be saying he's guilty, 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 guilty. And I said this last week, and I think I'm going to say it every week. Why would I say Scott Peterson is innocent? Why? Why? This is
No
terrible.
D-pics?
No, none of that.
Oh.
None of that.
He was a wholesome man.
Well, he's so wholesome. He looks a bit like Tom Cruise.
He does.
Yeah, like in the Risky Business days.
Yeah, walked into his trial here in Danger Zone.
Yeah, and yeah, he does get up to a bit of risky business. So today, I don't know if you guys saw the short that I put out, or the TikTok, or whatever you like to call it, because I put it on all the different platforms. Today, we're going to be talking a bit about his mistress, Amber Frey. But if you don't know about that, I always like to give the little hashtag top level points first. So let's do that, shall we? Okay, so there he is, looking all sort of shifty,
Dapper.
or maybe innocent. I don't know. Dapper, yes, dapper. Okay, so Scott Peterson, he was convicted in 2004 of murdering his pregnant wife, Laci. There she is, and she really was very beautiful. She really was very, very beautiful.
She was a cutie patootie. Or a hottie biscotti.
A hottie biscotti, whatever you like to say. Yeah, beautiful lady. And it was just the most terrible tragedy that she passed away with an 8-month-old little one, 8 months pregnant. Oh, it was 7.5 months pregnant at the time, with a little boy called Connor. They were going to name him Connor. Okay, so there they are together in happier times. And
I just thought of a really awful joke, but never mind.
Maybe not.
I'll save it for Discord. Save it for Discord.
Sure. Okay, so the case drew widespread attention due to Peterson's infidelity, amongst other things. So there he is with this lady, Amber Frey, and we're going to be talking about her a bit more today. Don't they look happy and canoodly together? And he didn't mind getting photos taken together. Like it's interesting because he
had a vasectomy.
We'll come to that later. A little bit further into the stream, maybe.
Okay.
Yep. So
you also had a dog.
There was a dog involved. Anyway, Amber Frey. Yeah, there they are, canoodling. What's this old line read? My biggest issue with Amber is she inflicted Gloria Aldred on all of it. Okay, I'm only just discovering this woman. Gloria, is it Aldred or Aldred? I don't know how to say it.
Allred.
Let's just say
she is mentioned in Hannah Gutierrez Reed's text messages.
Okay.
I'm putting together a stream. I got a bunch of new ones. She's a pest. And is mentioned. Carry on.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So I've only just become aware of this Gloria person. And she's a little Nancy Grace-like, is she?
As a lawyer, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of a lawyer.
She's a lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, she represents like all the Me Too stuff and.
Now, also, he was well known. The case became well known also because of his erratic behavior. This is Scott Peterson. Now watch this teensy little clip.
Were you in love with her?
No, I'd have to say that I respect her. And as I imagine everyone does after seeing her come out and do the press conference, an amazing character she has.
Was this the first time? Are there others out there?
No.
I respect her enough I respect her. I didn't love her, but I respected her enough that I would sleep with her.
So he's talking about the press conference that Amber Frey did when apparently, or as far as he knows, when she found out that he had a wife who had gone missing, right? So he's doing an interview, and who's that lady?
I don't know. Go back. Or just see her face. I don't know.
I'm not going to disappear. am I?
Diane Sawyer. Okay, thank you. She
Diane
looked
Sawyer.
familiar.
Okay.
but-
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So him saying, "Oh, I wasn't in love with her, but I respect her for coming out and doing the press conference." Now people
and
looked at
sleeping
that
with me.
and for sleeping with me.
I really respected her for that.
I really respected her. Yeah. Okay. So that, like lots of things he said around this time really got people like, what are you saying? Come on now. So some really odd behaviors, and people were just picking it to pieces. And I think like last week I referred to the first case I covered on this channel, which is Lindy Chamberlain, and people picked her to pieces because she wasn't sad enough, and because she said some really weird things about her baby being eaten by a dingo. A dingo ate your baby. And it turned out in the end, dingo really did eat her baby. She just behaved weird as far as people were concerned, right? And she did interviews and things as well. And she came off really badly as far as the public were concerned. But just because someone doesn't act the way you expect them to doesn't mean they're guilty. So anyway, let's keep going. The press conference was unnecessary and cringe. Hey, Ronnie, also. Hi, good to see you. Yes, and we're going to see the press conference today. And also, yeah, clearly a good reason why people were very interested in this case was because 4 months later, Laci's body was discovered in San Francisco Bay, or washed up on San Francisco Bay. Yeah, that'd do it. A few months later, after everyone's sort of gotten to know the family, they've gotten up on the in the media. There's been so much coverage of it. Everyone's seen Scott on TV and ripped him to pieces, and they've seen the Amber Frey get up there, and all of this explosive stuff had been in the media, and then that happens. So yeah, you can imagine it's a bit of a circus. Okay, now. Dali, would you happen to have the Amber YouTube link?
I suppose.
You suppose? Cool, if you get that going. Now, it sparked intense media coverage and legal proceedings that captivated the nation. Check it out. Look at all that. Oh, no. Just wait. You're a little bit premature there.
I'm sorry. God, she's told me that to me last night as well. God.
Stop it. Okay, so it sparked intense media coverage and legal proceedings that captivated the nation. Right. So look at all that. A mother's heartbreak. The other woman. Scott Peterson's distress is still in love. She's still in love with him, etc., etc. Okay, so let's see. Hang on just a minute. Let's go to the next one. Okay. So when Scott's girlfriend, Amber Frey, discovered that not only was he married, but his wife and unborn child were missing, let's just say she wasn't too happy. Now, that
know how
is
she
the
feels.
look. Yeah, that is the look of a grumpy lady. Let's just say, and
Karen.
there are so many pictures of her with this look on her face. I didn't have to look far to get pictures of her with this look on her face. By the way, she's gorgeous though. Like she's really, really gorgeous. She's pretty beautiful. So on December 29th, Amber found out for herself about Laci's disappearance and went to the police. She later appeared in this explosive press conference. And remember last week, I was like, we have to find the press conference. And Murphy Turfy dropped it in my inbox. I think J-Rock did, and you did as well, Mr. Dali. Everyone's like, here, have it. So let's go. Thank you, Dali.
Oh, now I have to do something.
No, I did it. but you have to press the play button. That
Well,
would be-
that's something.
And could you? And we'll be quiet, guys. You can turn your audio up.
First of all, I want to thank you for your patience.
Is this too low?
Well, I don't know. Chat will have to tell us because I can hear
Okay,
it.
it seems loud to me, but
No, it will be it'll be low. So we need
We'd
go
like
as high as
to
we can.
preface the news conference by requesting that you respect our willingness to inform the media to limited information that does not compromise the investigation. Ms. Amber Frey will make a brief statement and she will not answer any questions. Today, because of extensive efforts by some members of the media, Amber Frey was identified and contacted by reporters at her place of business. She notified the Modesto police and out of contact and this her safety and privacy. She is prepared to give a statement and she will not accept any questions. Ms. Amber Frey.
Okay, first of all, I met Scott Peterson November 20th, 2002. I was introduced to him. I was told he was unmarried.
why doesn't she sound like a Valley girl? This is California. Like, there should be way more. Like, I met Scott Peterson November 23rd, and like, it was totally not grody. Like, totally. And he
Totally.
didn't like gag me with like a spoon.
Oh,
And,
God,
like,
Polly.
It was so cute.
Oh, dear.
Scott told me he was not married.
Scott told me he wasn't
We did
married.
have a romantic relationship.
We
When I
made
discovered he was involved in the Laci Peterson disappearance case, I immediately contacted the Modesto Police Department. Although I could have
like, that part was kind of grody.
sold the photos of Scott and I to tabloids, I knew this was not the right thing to do. For fear of jeopardizing the case or the police
Tell 'em.
investigation, I will not comment further.
Preach it, sister. Like, gag me with a spoon.
Oh, cat, stop it. The cat keeps pulling out the cords.
I am very sorry for Laci's family and the pain that this has caused them. And I pray for her safe return as well. I would appreciate to my friends and acquaintances to refrain from talking about me to the media for profit or recognition. I am a single mother of a 23-month-old child, and I ask to respect my privacy. Thank you.
Gag me with a
So,
spoon.
Amber
could you
Frey
please
had
pause it?
contacted Modesto Police Department on Monday, December 30th.
Thanks. I was just asking you to pause it. So she looks literally like she actually looks very sad, very upset at that point. And I think at this point, the press were really hounding her, and
Oh,
they've
yeah.
been
Big
they've
time.
been actually like bothering her friends, bothering her family.
Oh, yeah.
They knew who she was clearly, and they had done for some time. And she was also quite kind of heartbroken about this guy as well. So, like, if you can
Hey.
just imagine, like, this is a pretty big kick in the guts. Like, not only is your boyfriend who you've been seeing for a few months, and you're like, you could see from those photos, like they were pretty into each other. And not only did you find out that he'd been lying about the fact he was a widower, but the wife had been
Well-
alive, but she was missing. And then more than likely he was involved in some way in her disappearance, and also she'd been talking to the cops, right? And you know what the cops are like. The cops get in her ear and go, "We think it's him," and don't forget. And I'm sorry, you might not know if you haven't been looking into this, but they got her involved in the investigation. So she started wiretapping, or they started wiretapping their phone calls. So they had gotten right into her mind and gone, "It's him. We're investigating him. We're following him, and we would like you to please work with us to get enough evidence to arrest him." And yeah, of course, no. Honestly, don't blame Amber. No. There's nothing. Amber didn't do anything wrong. Absolutely not. But I do think. I do think that the police, in a way, probably used her a bit, as they do. They probably told her a bit of a story about their idea of the narrative, and then went, "Okay, please go and do your sort of duty as a good citizen and work with us, because he's a bad man and we need to go and bring him down." Look, that's however it is, like he was the main suspect, and that's how the police work. Whether or not he is the actual killer is yet to be, well, I mean, a jury found him guilty, but whether or not he is actually guilty is in my mind is yet to be proven, because there are other suspects that supposedly have not been properly investigated. So yeah, no need to blame Amber. There's just no way I'd do a press conference. No way. FU police. No. Yeah. No, I wouldn't do a press conference either. Absolutely not. Maybe she felt like it was the only way to get rid of maybe just to tell the press to stop it. Just stop it. Now, interestingly, she walks off at this point, but this, I think it's a copper, starts talking, and then he gets sort of taken over by another copper who's like, "You stop talking now. I want to start talking." So can we watch the rest of this, please?
All of it, or just?
Let's keep going.
2002. She met with detectives and gave information about the relationship with Scott Peterson. This information was verified by a variety of means, and Amber Frey has been cooperative in the investigation and has been eliminated as a suspect in the Laci Peterson disappearance. For the near future, we've asked Ms. Frey not to make any statements to the media. It is her desire that you respect her privacy. Please don't follow, harass, or make any other attempts to interview her during the investigation. This concludes the press conference. And just a reminder, again, as we have in the past, we'll notify you if there's a significant event occur, give you ample time to respond for a presser. I will try to answer some questions, but I'm still limited, as I have been for the last month, in my response. We'll take, hold on. We'll take one question at a time, and I'll decide who's going to make it. Yes, sir. Frey. Amber. Yes, and you will have, we will have a news release that should be available any second, as soon as it comes down.
Oh, really? Online?
Right.
Huh.
Again, that's going to be one of the areas that we're not going to go into. Yes.
Did she tell you anything about where it was on Christmas Eve?
I don't have that information.
And Ronnie, she wrote a book.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She's 28 years old. Any other questions? The only information that we're giving out tonight is what we've already reported on and given in this press conference. We're not going to talk about any other information that she might be involved in as far as the investigation is concerned. Again, we're not providing that information.
How did she find that child?
I think she's stated in her.
What is this, 1950?
That Scott Peterson, who was, she notified the police department. That was her statement. Yes. Again, that's an area that we're not covering in the investigation.
Yeah, Ronnie.
Again, we're not going into that.
She
part of
did
the
okay out of
investigation.
this in the end.
It was the 30th, I believe, December 30th. The investigators have a variety of
doing
ways
out
that
there?
they've been able to eliminate her from the investigation. I can't.
Hey.
We're not going to go into anything pertaining to.
He reminds
Amber
me of
and Scott
somebody.
Peterson.
Who was
We will
it?
not be discussing any part of those other than what we talked about tonight. Yes, ma'am.
I don't know.
The guy from
somebody.
Roseanne.
Oh,
No, I don't remember that in her statement either. I read it before it came out here. Yes.
yeah, the husband. Never watched the show.
Oh, he was in lots of other things.
Her statement, I believe, said that she did not know that Scott was married at the time that they had this relationship. That was her statement.
Do they have any future
Yes.
plans that she talked about that?
No, not that I'm
John
aware of.
Goodman.
Yes.
Yeah, John Goodman.
Again, as we reported a minute ago, she's cooperated in the investigation. We've eliminated her from.
Oh,
You're
this
great.
watch,
You know,
watch,
we
watch.
really do appreciate the media and all the effort
shit.
and attention to help us
Can
find
you just
Laci.
go back 5 seconds
Yeah.
and see the way he did that?
That
He was
I
like,
read it before it came out here. Yes.
She said that when she saw that Scott was involved in her disappearance, she called police. Did she just mistake when she saw that he was the husband? Is that what she meant, you know?
Her statement, I believe, said that she did not know that Scott was married at the time that they had this relationship. That was her statement.
Do they have any future
Yes.
plans that she talked about that?
No, not that I'm aware of. Yes.
Can you characterize how hopeful she has been?
Again, as we reported a minute ago, she's cooperated in the investigation. We've eliminated her from.
You know, we
Wait.
really do.
Again, as we reported a minute, I'm aware of. Yeah, that was her statement.
Do they have any future
Yes.
plans that she talked about that?
No, not that I'm aware of. Yes.
Can you characterize how hopeful she has been?
Again, as we reported a minute ago, she's cooperated in the investigation. We've eliminated her from.
You know, we really do appreciate the media and all the effort and attention to help us find Laci. You have been a tremendous help in getting the word out on Laci. I do believe our entire nation and possibly most.
That could not have been a more FU gesture. Get out of here. I'm taking over. Let me handle this. Oh, hey, buddy. What?
yeah, like, he looks like Dan Aykroyd, and the other guy looks like John Goodman. So they were like the ones that started the second like remake of
This is
Blues
like
Brothers.
the stereotypical example you get in like a police detective book where
Yeah.
like they do a press conference and like
Yeah.
the bad evil supervisor pushes somebody out of the way in a press
Yeah.
conference.
Yeah, it's like, right, shut up.
Okay.
We really
You're
do-
my friend. Bye.
We really do. Yeah, we really do appreciate the media, but you know what? Shut up.
I'll take it from here.
I'll take it from here. He's talking too much. He's saps. I'm taking over now.
These are the important questions. He's not important.
Oh dear.
of the world is aware that Laci Peterson is missing, and we want to find her. We want to find her and bring her home. Now, what this is starting to do is border on pretty close to being destructive. We're not going to discuss with you the in-depth part of this investigation. We're not going
He was annoyed. He was pissed
Oh
at how
yeah.
his subordinate was running this press conference.
Yep.
And now he comes in and
Yep.
is like, okay, buddy. Yeah, ha, ha, ha.
Hit the road, Jack.
What we're not going to do is talk about these things that this jerk, was just talking about that I told him 10 minutes before the interview, that he was not going to discuss. And he went
Not
into
discussing that. I said
No.
we're not discussing
Bad.
that.
I'm going to rub your nose into this interview later.
Yep. You're never doing a press conference again.
No.
Desk duties for you.
to discuss with you Laci's, the investigation in Laci. We're not going to discuss the relationships. We're not going to discuss where or when or how. We've given the information that we feel we need to give, and we need to give that information so that
I'm sorry. It's just like, it's so stereotypical of like movies and TV shows, books. Like they do the press conference scene and the boss just pushes the the second guy out of the way to take over. It's just you couldn't stage it more perfectly.
No.
Start. Come on, play.
A young woman who had the courage to come forward and give us information will not be harassed as she tries to go on with her life.
Why did you bring her forward today?
Because media people located her and were contacting her.
Is she from Fresno?
I'm not going to discuss where she's from. The investigation is moving forward, and we will continue to move the investigation forward.
Was Scott the one who told the detectives that he was involved with the girlfriend, or was
Okay.
it her?
Let me do this one more time.
Good
One
Lord,
more
this
time.
guy's more protective of Amber Frey than the DA of the girlfriend of Chandler Halderson.
Oh yeah. It's a bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah, right? She's
Not
precious.
involved.
She's innocent. She did
Yeah,
nothing
right.
wrong. My
Yeah.
precious.
No more questions.
And we're not going to talk about what we have been told. We're not going to talk about what people have said. We've given the information we can give. The
They've said
investigation
mean
is
things
being-
about me.
Yes.
My love making skills. We're not talking about it.
I cannot. I won't comment on those things. But
God. Why don't you just end the press conference, dude? It's really easy.
okay, I'm
You
gonna
just
try to
end it.
answer Ted's question. Okay. Ted, Laci's
Yeah.
family is going through a horrible time, and you all saw Laci's family today.
Just imagine how Scott
And
feels.
They're dealing with their life as a family. I am not going to comment about Scott. This department's not going to comment about Scott. We're not going to comment about the investigation. And so, I mean, I know it's frustrating to you that we can't make this case a public understanding of everything that's involved. We cannot do that. It wouldn't be appropriate or right. So we're not going to talk about those things. Laci's family has information that they've decided to share. I respect that. I appreciate what they're going through. And, their appeal today, you heard it. Okay, now I'm going to go back here.
With a Y at the end.
Yeah.
It's Frey.
It's a
Well,
fun
that's our
Look her
focus,
up.
is to
She's
solve
in,
this case and get Laci
the
home.
city.
She's been eliminated as a suspect.
eliminated.
Not now. I won't discuss
Just
that.
like that.
Just like Kat.
Just like Kat.
Yes.
She took a nibble.
As far as we haven't talked to them all, so
Amber Frey took a nibble.
No, we're just not going to go down those paths. And we're
Just
not gonna
finish
discuss
the
those
press
things.
conference,
The
you
investigations continue to
idiot.
move forward. I believe, when I checked,
it's
this
that
report
important,
down here, have received
Just go this over.
Is this guy doing a what's the hail stream? Sorry.
4,500 tips on the tip line at this point in time.
No, there's no
There-
otters
there
involved.
Are continuing information and leads as the investigation
no.
evolves.
They usually leave the others out of it.
We have to follow up on.
Sorry.
We're doing that.
Kind of broke the fourth wall there.
I don't believe there's a significant change that I can articulate. Are we closer? I hope so. I don't know. We have not eliminated Scott Peterson from this investigation.
And I have not eliminated myself
I don't.
today. I'm kind of
We're
constipated.
not going to discuss any of this. Yes, this is still a missing persons case. Well, this is still a missing persons case. We would love to find Laci alive and well and bring her home safe. We're not going to discuss that. Who's? Not going to talk about that. We're not
How's
gonna
the,
discuss Amber gave
how's
you her
the,
statement. You have the information that Amber was comfortable sharing with you. She's asked to have her privacy respected. We are going to do that. We're not going to comment about Amber, her private life, where she works,
the
where she lives.
investigation for
Make those
freedom of
things. Amber-
information? Sorry, I can't speak about that.
Yeah, we at the DA's office really want to respect the privacy of citizens in our county. It's very important to us that we show respect to people. We would never violate somebody's privacy.
No,
wrong.
never. No, the DA's office would never do that. Never. No, we're very respectful. We would never wiretap.
Who wants to be
Yeah, we never dig through somebody's garbage to get DNA and evidence.
Yeah,
No, we
No.
never do that. That's wrong.
no. And we wouldn't lie. Never
No,
lie.
God, we never lie. Never, 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 never.
No,
never.
that would be very wrong.
No, we're good boys. Scouts
Yeah.
honor.
Mm-hmm.
Be able to go on with their life.
How did Laci's family learn about him?
The question earlier was, did we talk with the family? Yes, we talked with the family.
Oh no, we didn't.
She's
talk with the family at
28
all.
and she won't give me her number yet, but I'm still working on it, so I'm going to protect her privacy a
We are
little more.
continuing with searches. We're not disclosing where those searches are. And yes, there's.
And I don't understand. I told her I'm not married, and she still wouldn't give me her phone number. And I don't understand why. I told her I had a vasectomy.
Oh, sorry.
Searches that are continued. Okay, we've about wound it down. There's other things I need to do and that you all need to do. I do not want to leave.
You've got other things to do, Press.
Certainly
You've got
not
better
Amber
things to
Frey.
do.
Certainly not Amber Frey.
No, you've got better things to report about than this.
Yeah, than my attempted relationship with Amber Frey.
With Amber Frey.
Don't tell my wife. I mean, I'm single and I have a vasectomy. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap
my
this
wife's
up.
not missing. Okay,
No.
bye.
Leave you frustrated and angry. I do appreciate the help you've given us. The media has been critical to this investigation and getting the word out. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah. How did
Come
family
here.
find
Oh,
out
did
about
you see the
Amber?
look he just gave him?
Oh,
Media
no,
has
you're
been critical to this investigation and getting the word out. Thank you for your patience.
You get over here, bitch boy.
Investigation and getting the word out. Thank you for your patience.
He just
Get your water and get over here, bitch boy.
that was a little look back at him like Amber Frey looks back at people like nice. Are there comments under the video? No, I don't. Oh, hang on, it's different. Is there?
Maybe.
Have a look. Keep going down. Yay. Let's go to the comment section. We always love to go to the comment section.
I feel sorry for Amber to be having to deal with this situation. Amber, too, was a victim of Scott. He's a selfish psychopath. You were awesome to find these videos. Thank you for the applaud. Thank you so much for sharing this horrible case. She didn't owe anyone an explanation, and she was innocent, and in a way a victim too. Sad. This sweet girl, I hope she is doing better. They dragged this poor girl through the coals. You misspell Amber's last name in the tittle. It's Frey. Amber was not a mistress. She had no idea Scott was married, but that still makes her a mistress from Scott's perspective. Oh my God. And Hella just left me alone, in charge, with the stream. I don't know Chris Watts.
I just had to get water. Okay, you don't know who Chris Watts is? All right,
No.
I actually am going to do later in the series. I'm going to do a comparison between Chris Watts and Scott Peterson and the way they both talk to the media. Chris Watts was he's more recent, and he was found guilty of murdering his wife and 2 little girls, and that was absolutely just horrifying. Now, the difference between Chris Watts and, if Stella's innocent, Scott is too. Hey, David. The difference between those two is that there was a lot of physical evidence to go with Chris Watts. So Chris Watts actually took the 3 of them to some silos, I think it was, or some, those big towers. And Chris unalived his pregnant wife and their 2 girls. That's correct. Yeah. But when Chris Watts was talking to the media when they were actually disappeared, he did the same sort of thing. He did this kind of sort of very blank kind of, yes, everyone just needs to keep looking for them. Like he spoke kind of similarly. So that's why people talk about a similarity between Scott Peterson and Chris Watts. But when it came to actually convicting them, there was a lot of physical evidence, and it was a lot more than just him behaving oddly. So yeah, oil tanks. That's right, oil tanks. That's right, because they were covered in oil when the bodies were found. I think the behavioural panel definitely covered Chris, and they probably covered Scott as well. But yeah, I'm going to do that in a future stream. Okay, and thank you, Dali, for running that. And I think my internet is back to normal. Let me check that. Very close to being normal. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. It's good. It's good. Alrighty. So that was the explosive press conference. And I wasn't bargaining on the end of the press conference being so hilarious.
I know, right? That was just it's always the unexpected stuff on stream.
That was a bonus.
I know. I don't know if it was you or me that noticed that, but whoever did, bravo.
I noticed that he pushed him off the thing.
Yeah.
That's why I said to watch the rest of it.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Good job.
It was worth watching.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Now, guys, some fun. I'm really sorry that there's this giant watermark through the middle of this video, but this is going to be worth watching, everybody. So,
but I can't see his handsome face.
Yeah, well, don't worry. You'll get used to it. Meanwhile, the search for Laci continued, and the media was hungry for Scott's grief and despair to be shown to the entire world, or lack thereof. Now I'm just going to share another tab.
Describe what the past month has been for you.
Okay, and I'll just get some more audio happening. Make sure it's up nice and loud. Okay, so we have an interview with Scott on CBS 13 Sacramento, and people tore this to pieces, amongst his other interviews, but people really tore this to pieces, and I would really love to hear what everyone in chat has to say about this, because, yeah, I'm not sure whether or not this actually ended up being evidence in the trial. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. But yeah, he doesn't come off looking very good in this interview, let's say. So let's go. Let's have a little bit of a look and react, shall we?
First of all, describe what the past month has been for you.
That's been absolutely terrible, as it is for everyone. I mean, you see us in press conference. You haven't seen me as much in the media, but you see our families and the raw emotion that's out there and the grief. The frustration. You know, we go through a range of emotions from anger to frustration to grief. For me, it comes at different times during the day. 2 weeks ago, I knew exactly what to do. I'd go to the volunteer center at the Red Lion and open up the center and wait for the volunteers to come and work on things. And then I'd go out and put up flyers. I knew exactly what to do, and that was going to bring Laci home. And now I don't know exactly what to do, and that's so frustrating. That's the hardest part. I mean, we have a core group of volunteers still working to get her picture out there nationally through corporations and organizations and obviously media and other means. So we continue to work tirelessly, many people do, to bring her home. And we can do that during the day. And unfortunately at night, don't know what to do, and the grief hits, and it's unbearable. But you also have to recognize that Laci is hurting worse than any of us. She's the one that's not with our family. She's the one that we need to find and bring home.
I know you have
so
moments.
That gives you focus. It gives you, there are times when you just can't continue, and if you're driving, you have to pull over and stop. And if you're doing something, you just can't continue.
Like when I was having sex with Amber, I had to stop and really contemplate for a minute or two before I got back on that horse.
There are certain areas you
Did
can't
you know
go
I'm
to.
Hey,
circumcised?
Sherry Reed.
Wait, I had a vasectomy, not circumcised. I was
vasectomy.
also circumcised, but it was a vasectomy I had.
Hey, Sherry Reed. So don't know much about this one. Are we thinking he's innocent? Well, that's what the name of the stream is. And nice to have you here. Look, he was found guilty, and that was in 2004. And then he was actually sentenced to death. And it wasn't until 2020, I believe, that his death penalty was overturned due to some problems with the jury.
Yes.
Yes. And so, look, the reason why I am looking at this from the perspective of I think he's innocent is because he may have a retrial. He's actually had the LA Innocence Project pick up his case, and his appeal is before the courts in LA at the moment, California, because there is some new evidence or evidence that hasn't been looked at before. There are other suspects. There is some DNA to be tested on a mattress that was found in a burnout van across the road from their house. Well, burnout van, I don't know exactly that was across the road from their house, but there was a burglary across the road from the house on the day that Laci disappeared, the wife. And if DNA of hers is found on that mattress, that would create doubt about whether or not Scott was involved, because Scott was not there that day. So yeah, I'm trying to look at it from the perspective of a prospective juror who needs to be convinced of his innocence, of his guilt, because everyone's innocent till proven guilty. And yeah, so if he's going to get a new trial, there needs to be people who do believe he's innocent. And I don't know much about this, just like yourself, Sherry, just like yourself. Dear Lord, he does the Joe Biden whisper thing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I'm not really that familiar with your president, so
Well,
does he do that? Does he?
Yeah, he's not familiar with himself.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real. It's real money to real people. It matters. It matters.
Okay. What's this, Nikki? He unsubscribed to someone from life might not have been his wife. He unsubscribed to someone from life might not have been his. I don't really know what that means. Okay. There were
unsubscribed someone from life. He unlived him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There were witnesses that saw Scott on his boat. Yep, absolutely. So if he was definitely out on his boat that day, and there is DNA of the wife's in that burnt out van, and there's no connection of him to that burnt out van, then hello, not Scott. Not Scott. Oh, he unsubscribed someone from life. It might not have been his wife, though he just gives me snake vibes. Oh, look. Yeah, no question.
He's a creep.
No question. The dude's a creep, right?
Yeah.
And the dude lies. And I think I put it in the description. He couldn't lie straight in bed. No way. Like, that's just the thing we say here. I don't know if you guys say it there. But yeah, he couldn't lie straight in bed.
I can lie straight in bed.
Oh, can you now? Good for you. All right, let's keep going.
It's hard to go to the park.
It's hard to go to. Yeah, it's important though, because in the
So
mornings
hard.
when down there alone, I feel closer to her. Maybe that's a attempt to communicate or something. But
you're back.
Yeah.
And you mentioned right off the start that you haven't been in the media.
No. It was for the first 3 days or so when she disappeared. It was an absolute privacy issue. Not showing the grief of our family, not exploiting that. After that, it was a conscious decision to remain out of the media eye, decided upon by everyone in the family and the volunteers, in order to, and I'm sorry to say it to media, but to keep the media here, to keep them hungry for, an interview with me or a picture, so that they would keep coming back, so this story won't fall through the cracks as it has happened with other missing people, with other abductions. And it's up to the family to keep that going. So we made that conscious decision together that I wouldn't speak. Obviously, we did lots of media with the rest of the family. And to keep them here, I didn't. But unfortunately now, the suspicions of me have grown so great due to people, wondering what happened to the, inappropriate relationship that I had with Amber Frey, that it's necessary to speak. It's appropriate time to, in order to ask people to keep looking for Laci, because they're not looking for Laci as much as they should be right now.
Let's talk about some of those suspicions, because there are a lot of suspicions out there. I think people want to know, first of all, why would you leave Laci, who was 8.5 months pregnant, alone to go fishing on Christmas Eve?
Okay. Our day was planned for, Christmas Eve dinner at our mom's house. Preparations were all made, gifts done. Laci was simply going to be baking that day. And it's not uncommon for us to, simply, we have separate pursuits. She does not, play golf as I do, which was my other option for that day. And being, 7.5 months pregnant, she's not going to want to go out in a boat.
She won't go out in a boat.
A leisure activity to pursue that day. And, was what our plans were. It may not be everyone's choice to do things like that, but it's the way that our relationship works.
I know when I approached you on Amber Frey, and I told you that I would be reporting that you had a girlfriend,
right.
Your response to me is that you had no comment either way. Why didn't you just come clean then?
Well, I'm glad you asked the question. It simply, wasn't appropriate to comment on it. And unfortunately, there has been a statement in the press that I denied it, which was made with another reporter when I characterized a National Enquirer article as a pack of lies. And I did so without reading the article, unfortunately. The article I thought to include, I know also included a supposed life insurance policy, supposed blood evidence, and I forget what else, but also included the report of Amber. So I called it a pack of lies, not knowing that she was in there. So it's just not important to comment about that. I'm glad that Amber came forward. You want me to turn that off?
Yeah, what is that?
That's my phone, unfortunately. I thought it was off. And I'll just answer that question again. Somewhere here.
What did I miss?
Yeah, it's kind of going crazy, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so if you just want to ask your question again, I'll just...
So, once again, if you can just talk about
the phone
why
thing?
didn't you just come forward at the time
Oh, go back
when
a
I
few
asked
seconds.
you
I'm sorry. Go
if
back a few seconds.
You had a girlfriend. Why didn't you?
I'm sorry. I missed that.
Okay, everyone watched what just happened.
Important to comment about that. I'm glad that Amber came forward. You want me to turn that off?
Yeah, what is that?
That's my phone, unfortunately. I thought it was off. And I'll just answer that question again.
Oh, dude.
Somewhere here.
It's 900 millihertz phone here. I can even answer a
crazy,
call in
isn't
the
it?
garage. I just don't know where I put the wireless phone. I'm sorry. Ah, there it is. There it is. Thought I was gonna have to search the garage next.
Okay.
My grandma got a 900 millihertz phone because it could reach out in the garage and she could still talk to people.
Yeah, so if you just want to ask your question again, I'll just...
Okay. So, once again.
Okay, can I just talk about this for a minute?
You can do 2 minutes, sweetie.
No problem. So that was, as Old Line Red said, a mistake. That was a terrible, terrible, terrible mistake. That moment right there was probably the stupidest thing he could have done. A grieving, worried, frightened husband who is on camera saying everyone should be looking for Laci. I miss Laci so much. Laci, Laci, Laci. The phone starts ringing and he ignores it doesn't prick his ears up or anything like that, but says, "Would you like me to turn that off?" Saunters over, looks for the phone and turns it off, and then comes back. Yeah, that didn't go down too well with the audience at all. Yeah, huh? So, yeah, after this, we'll have a little bit of a look at the comments underneath this video, because that's all anyone could talk about. Is just how does someone who has a missing person in their family let a phone ring and just then go turn it off like that?
Well, maybe he's getting a lot of spam calls.
Maybe.
I don't
don't
answer
know.
my phone in his defense.
Yeah, you don't have a missing person.
Well, most of the people in my life, I'd be glad if they were missing. So,
Yeah.
Babu, will you stop playing with the freaking screw?
Okay.
Babu.
I'm just shaking my head, half Irish. Yeah. So, have I watched any of the A&E documentaries? I have them on the Discord ready to watch. I've watched some of them, and I'm starting to. The thing about those is that, look, I will, and I am. And I'm doing it more for the sake of like the stream and being up to date for the stream, but also I'm taking them with a huge grain of like chunk of rock salt, because again, I'm like, hello, Babu. I need to look at them as if like they're just drama, because they are. Like, all these things are just drama. They give you a little bit of insight, but they've got like the scary music, and they're so dramatized. And I feel like, especially because this one, the trial never was televised, people sort of make their minds up based on only seeing this dramatized version, and they never got to see what actually was put before the jury. So yeah, it's very interesting. I wish I could remember which one had me rethinking everything. Yeah, okay. Well, there are things out there that I will show you as the series goes along that have me thinking. So, for example, there's some experts who have weighed in on the DNA evidence. The expert testimony that was put forth at the trial about the movement of the bodies through water, that expert's been debunked since. There's some other things about the growth of the fetal bones that were found, and when the fetus would have been alive. So yeah, there's some really interesting things that have come out since. But yeah, this part here, goodness me.
If you could
Let's
just
keep going.
talk about why didn't you just come forward at the time when I asked you if you had a girlfriend? Why didn't you just come clean then?
Right.
Right.
At that time, it wasn't appropriate to comment about because it's not relevant. I'm glad you asked it, because there were reports that I denied
she
it.
was really hot and I was getting laid.
When
and
I characterized a National Enquirer article as a pack of lies that included, unknowing to me, I knew that the article included this supposed life insurance policy bought this summer, supposed blood evidence, and other strange reports like taking the floors out of our home. And I didn't know it included, this relationship that I had. So I characterized that as a pack of lies, and that's come out as a denial, it was never intended to be. I simply approached that issue as it's not relevant. And there's no reason to comment about it. There's a reason to comment about the number. Now, I'm glad that Amber did the press conference.
Oh, you are?
I'm glad that she came forward, because it allows lots of people, I believe, to start looking for Laci again, because it's slacked off because of that, because there's suspicion about me.
She claims you deceived her. She claims
Amber?
that, yeah.
Yes, she did not know. She did not know that I was married. That is correct. So I'm glad she came forward. I informed her that I am married, and of Laci's disappearance shortly after, Christmas Eve. It was a couple of days after Christmas Eve. I don't know the exact date. I'm glad she did the press conference. I'm glad that's out there. It had nothing to do with Laci's disappearance.
Your stomach must have been turning, though, when you see her go on television, and it's national. And here's this girl saying, he lied to me. He told me he was single.
Sure.
I mean, your stomach must have been turning.
You know what is a positive to allow us to go on to search for Laci. That's how I view it, and that's how I felt about it.
The
Oh,
Rocha
I said,
family
good,
says-
this will
okay.
be,
Look, I don't even
this will
believe
be
that.
done. We can keep looking for Laci.
Now, you know Laci's family says they can no longer trust you.
That
What are
was
your thoughts on that?
unfair and inappropriate for me to have that relationship.
How do you feel,
And-
though, that, you know, the Rocha family says they can't
They're
trust you?
they're wonderful people, the Rocha family. I know that, you know, we all have love between us, and I know that we'll all keep searching for Laci. And
Please.
you know, I told Laci about the relationship. She knew about it, and it's important between us. And we'll continue to search for her. We'll bring her home.
That's
That's
another
all I know
problem
to
people
say.
had a big issue with. A lot of Laci's family talked to me and friends saying, if Laci knew that you were having an affair, she would have said something to someone. She wouldn't have kept quiet about it.
I don't know if she mentioned it to anyone or not. I did see a report in the news, an interview with a friend of ours, Lori, that indicated that she did not believe that I had told Laci. Lori also said, I know Scott, and he had nothing to do with her disappearance. And that statement to me is what's relevant, because you can, you know, okay, question my morals and my poor decision making. That's fine, but don't stop looking for Laci. She's out there somewhere. She shouldn't be. She should be with our family.
You
So
mentioned,
let's keep working to bring her
I
home.
know that you mentioned during the network interview
To,
that only you and Laci know your marriage.
That's correct.
Explain that.
to,
Just as anyone's, you know, intimate relationships, it's it's between those two people. And yes, you share things with people, and some things, you know, you don't share with people.
Now, did Laci find out about the affair, or did you just come out and tell her?
No, I informed her about it.
You
I don't
just-
believe she knew.
Why come out? I mean, what made you say, I'm going to tell her today? What made that day the day to tell her?
Just because it was the right thing to do. And as you know, when you're not doing the right thing, it just, you know, eats you up. You know, you feel, you know, sick to your stomach.
oh,
you can't,
come on. Look, I don't believe
you know,
this.
function, and you have a hard time, you know, looking at someone.
I'm having real trouble with this. So you told her? Well, no one will ever know if you told her or not. So, I mean, if you didn't do it, then I suppose he runs the risk of her turning up and saying that, hey, no, you never told me that. But I mean, that's okay. If think it through, right? So if he never told Laci about the affair and she turns up and she says, well, no, you never told me, what's the worst that can happen? There's a divorce. Well, there's going to be one anyway, because it's going to come out. So not the end of the world, right? So maybe he's thought this through and gone, best thing I can do is say I told her.
Yeah,
She's-
maybe he's
doesn't-
autistic. I don't know.
I don't know.
Autistic guys don't usually pull this much tail unless they're Elon Musk.
He's
I'm
a
just saying
good-looking man. He's a very
He
good-looking
is.
man. He like look at him, like
he's very charming. So
Yeah, he's
yeah, I don't think he's autistic.
Who said that?
No, I did.
Oh,
Like
It could
just
be, who
for his
knows?
weird mannerisms, like trying to figure out them.
it could be. Okay. Dali, you need to get going.
Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. I gotta get.
That's
to
all
bed.
right. It's very late. It's very
It
late.
is. I'm glad I was able to help.
And thank you so much for helping. I had some really bad internet troubles earlier, but everything seems to be back in order now. This is a really different time to stream for me, so I need to get the word out that this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But also,
And
it's
yeah,
for
Hella's streaming later, so I might not always be able to be here, but I still
No.
wanted to support you and make sure everybody knows I love my co-hosts. And
no, you do. Of course, you do.
yes,
And tomorrow, or my tonight, which is 3 a.m. tonight, Chili DeCastro
Yes.
on this channel doing a live trial of Chili
Yes.
DeCastro. And if you don't know who Chili DeCastro
Oh
is,
boy.
my goodness me.
Just wait.
Just
I
wait till you see.
spent like an hour or two today watching other streams covering him, some of his videos. He is ooh,
Yeah. Sovereign citizen to the max.
well, he's like a wish.com sovereign citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up by Sean, potentially criminal.
Yes.
He is not able to cover it live. So I am going to be covering it live. I'm going to be up during the night doing that. And he's going to be looking at it a bit later in the day. So, I'm going to be doing a little bit of background with some of Sean's clips. So it's going to be heaps of fun. I'll be showing the arraignment from today. Oh, yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, the arraignment is amazing. And I'll be there in chat because it's going to be while I work. But I'll be backing up Hella in the back end.
Yeah, cool. All right, that's awesome.
Right, love you, Hella.
Thank you. Bye.
And I am going to click leave studio, not end stream.
Please do that. Okay. See ya.
Bye, hon.
Bye.
Yes.
Okay, bye. Goodness me. All right, let's keep watching.
Right. You mentioned it was the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But from my understanding is that after you told Laci, you continued to see Amber. Was that also the right thing to do?
I saw her, yeah. No, it was not.
Explain that.
That is the explanation. It was not the right thing to do.
But you continued to do it.
Right, and it was not the right thing to do.
And then even after Laci went missing, you continued to romance this girl?
No.
She claims that you called her on the 24th and told her.
I informed Amber about Laci's disappearance and the fact that I was married.
On the 24th?
No, not on the 24th. I believe it was probably it was a few days after.
She says that you called her on the 24th, December 24th, and told her you were with your parents in Maine. Is that
Okay.
true?
Okay.
I called her and informed her about Laci's disappearance.
On the 24th of December.
No, I did not. It was a few days after that I called her and told her I was married.
Okay. But she claims, let me just finish. She just claims that you called her on the.
I'll let you guys know it was the 6th of January when that happened, and there's audio of that. And stay tuned to this channel because I have all of the audio tapes, and they're not just. I've made them a little bit easier to listen and watch. So I know you can get them elsewhere, but they'll be more fun to watch here. So we'll be doing that. We'll watch a little bit. I'll listen to just a tiny little bit tonight, but they're long. So we'll be doing them in pieces over coming streams. But it was the 6th of January when he came out and told her that there was an actual wife, and she had, by the way, she's disappeared.
24th, told her that you were going to Maine, you were visiting your family in Maine, and then you were going to Brussels.
Gloria, I'm not going to waste what little media time we have, and in this forum, with, this is a short newscast, and I don't know how much of these words you're going to use or not. But I'm not going to waste that by defending myself or talking about irrelevant things. It's better served if we talk about what happened and where's Laci.
Okay.
So the facts are that we know that on Christmas Eve, I left the house here around 9:30. She was here in the home. Okay, that's a fact that has to get out there because it's been reported erroneously that I saw her leave the house. Okay, she was in the house. It's one thing we know. Second thing we know is that the dog was returned to our yard with its leash on at 10:30 by a neighbor. Those are two things we know about her disappearance. And hopefully those can help some people. There are things that we need to get out there are the tip lines, which is the Modesto Police tip line, 209-342-6166, and also 1-866-LACI info, LACI info. And that's tip line for people who have talked to the police. Even if they talk to them, please call that tip line if you saw her that day, if you've seen her since, or if there's something you think is important in the neighborhood. We want to be very specific.
Okay.
The other big push that we need is LaciPeterson.com. People can go there and print off the flyers and distribute those into every medical center, bus stop, high traffic area in the nation, because it could be the next flyer that brings her home to our family.
And I know more than I know that you want to find Laci, and the second thing you want to do is clear yourself from suspicion, correct? I mean, that is, you want the focus back on Laci and not on you.
I want people looking for Laci because they're not doing that right now. And that's why I'm sitting down with you in hopes that people will go, you know what? If I think he had some involvement, if I don't think he had some involvement, that doesn't matter, because Laci is what matters, and she's out there missing, and she needs to be home with her families. So I don't care to defend myself. I don't care what people think of me. You know, as I've said, question my moral character if you want to, but look at your heart, think of Laci, her picture, baby, and make the effort to bring her home. And that's a simple reality. That's a simple thing we need to do. Just, think whatever you want of me. As long as you're out there and you're comfortable with yourself, that you're doing what you need to be doing to find Laci and bring her home.
I know that law enforcement officials have told me that you won't take a lie detector test, that you've wavered back and forth on that. Why?
Well, let me say this about the investigation. I gave you 2 times earlier, 9:30 and 10:30 when the dog was returned here. Investigators on both sides, law enforcement and private, have asked me not to comment anymore about times, about conversations I had with the police, about the possible polygraph, tests if I've taken or I've not, and other, things surrounding the investigation so that it can be clear. So I'm simply not going to comment
On why you're
about
not going
those
to take
things.
it?
I'm not going to comment if I have or have not taken a polygraph with the police.
The life insurance policy. Why take one out on Laci? $250,000?
We have life insurance policies in place that were established when we bought this home that you're in right now 2 years ago. There was no life insurance policy taken out recently, as has been reported in the National Enquirer, the dubious source of alien information as well.
I know that a neighbor saw you remove
I just did a Sean. I just did a Sean unmuted. Oh no. It's like when Sean does it, he goes, la, 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 la. That's hilarious. Don't tell her. Shut up. That's funny. That's funny. Hello, average white suburbanite slob. Good to see you. Okay, so I was just saying that he said that the National Enquirer was a dubious source of alien information as well, something. All right, so the National Enquirer, I don't know anything about the National Enquirer. So people tell me, please, in chat, is that true? Is it like just a tabloid? Is it nothing? So it sounds like it to me. I don't know. I need to learn these things. That's funny. I was muted.
things on the 24th. You mentioned this morning that it was umbrellas.
Yeah, we have some large umbrellas for the backyard pool area. Market umbrellas, I think, is the term for them.
Why would you store those in the winter?
It started to rain, so I was going to store them. Just like you asked, why would I store them? I was taking them from the pool to store.
Okay. Officials of mine have told me, sources have mentioned to me, that there were cement bags that were in the storage area, and apparently a few of them were empty.
Sure.
Explain that.
Well, I could take you out in the backyard and show you all the cement work and brickwork that we've done to this home. You'd find, cement bags around here.
So this was something that it was home remodeling, or what were you doing with this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, we're starting to go into areas that investigators have asked me not to comment about. So we should probably, simply put the brakes on at that point.
Okay.
I don't mind commenting about the life insurance policy. But I don't want to give specific times or other information that could jeopardize what they find is valuable information in finding Laci.
Okay. I know that you mentioned on Good Morning America that it wouldn't surprise you if they found blood
Sure.
in your vehicles. Explain why.
Well, take a look at my hand. You can see, cuts here on my knuckles, numerous scars. I work on farms. I work with machinery.
He said that he actually cut himself when he was putting some machinery into his van that morning. So he's talking about his own blood. He's not talking about blood of Laci. And I don't think any blood of Laci was found anywhere on his vehicle or even in the boat. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys, and I need to dig into this more, but like the lack of physical evidence is, to me, evidence. It's guilt. It is doubt. It's major red flags, doubt.
I know I cut my knuckle that day.
On what day?
On Christmas Eve.
Doing what?
Reaching in the toolbox of my truck and then into the pocket on the door. I cut open my knuckle and there's a blood stain on the door, on the driver's side door.
There you go.
Sources of mine have mentioned that you also, when you came home on the 24th, did some laundry. You washed your clothes.
Oh, how dare he?
Do you understand why that may look a little suspicious to the average person? Why would he come home and do his laundry?
Well, the average guy that goes out in the ocean fishing gets some salt water on him, comes home wet.
And so
what are you going to do with your wet saltwater clothes?
Yeah. So you
anyways, but now again, I probably shouldn't even mention that because of what they've asked me not to. So we should, we'll have to stop with that line of questioning.
One other thing to you, and that was, I talked to Mr. Rocha yesterday, Dennis Rocha.
Oh, great, good.
And he didn't have too many positive things to say.
Correct.
One of the things he said, and I'm quoting here, as far as you're concerned, it's lie after lie with Scott. Does the guy ever tell the truth?
That's unfortunate that that's his thought of me.
Do you understand why he feels that way, though? As far as the girlfriend is concerned? And
well, certainly, it was an inappropriate thing. And I never lied to Dennis. I've never lied to Dennis. I think I saw him last Laci's disappearance, and prior to that, it was a year before that Laci and I never saw him. That's her father, Dennis.
Right. And I have to ask you.
Sure.
Are you in any way connected to Laci's disappearance?
I had nothing to do with Laci's disappearance. And again, even if people out there question that, if they would just look at their hearts,
look at your heart,
and make the effort to bring her
look
home
in my
to her
eyes.
family. I don't care what you think of me.
Because someone out there
knows. Yeah, someone out there
Someone knows.
And you can be the key to finding them.
Oh, you
by
can.
putting out that, next
You're
flyer.
looking at the camera.
Well, it's a plea to the audience. That's why we're doing this.
Go ahead. I mean, if you want to make a statement to anybody who out
Well, that is. Look in your hearts and know that you've done what you can to bring Laci home. And if you haven't, please do it. And that's going to LaciPeterson.com and printing out that flyer and putting it in every medical building, on your car, and bus stations, or use the tip lines if you have any information. That's what's going to bring her home. And think what you want of me, but in your hearts you should be helping Laci.
I know that.
That's really all I think I had to say.
Okay, I just want to ask
Thanks,
you
Gloria.
one last thing, if that's okay, about Laci, because I know that you get really choked up when you talk about it. Tell me what you love about Laci.
God, what? No. I think you can sum it up pretty easily with looking at her photograph. The photograph for a big smile in the press.
Because you guys met in college, or
Yeah.
and tell me what connected you two right away. I know she's got a beautiful smile, but what linked you guys?
I don't know, just being able to complete each other. I think that's it.
Yeah, I hate this report.
But I mean, you asked how well, and all you have to do is look at that picture, and you know that she's a bright one, a bright light in a lot of people's lives. So
You think she's still alive?
she is.
You're sure of that?
Yes. Laci's still alive. She's out there and someone's holding her, and these are critical days that we have left until the due date of February 16th.
Okay, so just something here. A few people have said, like in the comments and things, that he kept referring to her in the past tense, where he's not there. Like, he's not. He's saying she is still alive, and he has a few times referred to her in the present tense throughout this interview. So I don't get it. Like, he's referred to things that have happened in the past with her in the past tense. Sorry. But yeah, I find that whole he must be the murderer because he's referring to the person in the past tense thing a bit sketchy, because sometimes, yeah, you talk about people in the past tense when you're actually referring to things in the past. So yeah, I'm a bit iffy on that one. Yeah, and this whole thing about the laundry thing, that drove me mental when she asked about the laundry. Oh, why would you do the laundry? Don't you think people would find it weird that you did the laundry? No, I just came back from fishing. Maybe he's a clean freak. Goodness me. I'd be pretty pleased if my husband or whatever came back and actually did his own laundry. 2 thumbs up, gold stars. You're getting some later. Tell you what, it's all right.
And we just need all of your help.
You haven't said anything about your baby.
That's entirely too difficult to speak about.
Ah, there you go, Sherry.
Do you go into the baby's room?
No, that door's closed.
How long will it remain closed?
Until there's a little guy in there. Okay, thank you.
What do you think, guys? What do you think? Let's have a little bit of a look at some of the comments here, because you know I like doing that. Let's go. All righty, I'll just zoom it up. All right, so he's using the voice you use when you call in sick to work, but you're really not sick. So he tells his wife that he has a girlfriend, but doesn't tell the girlfriend he has a wife. Yeah, right. That makes 0 sense. Okay. I've seen people show more emotion for a lost pet than this. His mum labeling him the golden child contributed to his belief that he could get away with anything. All right. Let's see. This bit. Yeah. Notice he doesn't care about the phone ringing and goes to turn it off. Doesn't think for a second it could be Laci. Very telling. Yeah, there's 30 replies on that one. Great observation. Wow. Great catch. Yes. Still trying to get the last word. Hang on. So how did you know, Scott? Are you an old girlfriend from high school or a family member? I mean, there's no way in hell that you're defending this guy if you didn't have a connection to him in some way or another. Okay, people that know him. There's more on that. How I wish there were doorbell cameras back then. Interesting. They're not looking for Laci as much as they should, says Scott. Well, if you didn't commit such heinous crimes, no one would have to look for poor, helpless Laci and your very own baby she was carrying in her womb. Scott. It's so creepy how he ignores the horrible fact that his baby is missing too. No real emotion at all. His wife is missing. His phone rings. What does Scott do? Does he run to the phone hoping it's going to be her? No. He gradually goes looking for it, and before he even asks the interviewer, do you want me to shut that off? If that doesn't prove he killed her, I don't know what does. R.I.P. beautiful Laci and Connor. There you go. Yes. So, back to this. I am going late. Well, it's only 12:30 in the day for me. And if people are on the west coast of your country, David, it's like, I don't know, what time is it? It's like 7:30 p.m. or something, isn't it? It's pretty early. So, it's late for you, but not for everybody else. I've been cheated on, left for dead, and don't think that Scott redrum his wife and unborn child. You've been left. Oh, that's horrible, Ronnie. You're in bed? I don't want to know, David. That's just too much information. What's happening here? Hang on, my streamer just died. Everything just died. Oh, there we go. It's back. You're in bed. Yeah, TMI. 8:30 in Alberta. What time is it? 7:30 for you? Yeah, okay. So on the West Coast, it's 7:30. So that's very early still. And 9:30 in South Texas. There's so many times over there. Goodness me. How do you guys keep up? Jeez. Anyway, right. So meanwhile, the search for Laci continued, and the media was hungry for Scott's grief. Oh, we just did that. Okay. All right. Interestingly, whilst Amber knew about Scott's deception, she went to work undercover on a wiretap operation for the police investigation. Knock. Knock, 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 knock. Knocky, 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 knock. Oh, yeah. And if there were a retrial, I'm sure the star witness, Amber Frey, would be back. Phone calls and all. Maybe even with her book. Look at her with her book. Right? She did okay, didn't she? Didn't she do okay? And I reckon she's a model or something. Like, she's not, like, she's got that model kind of look, doesn't she? She's got that very, like, refined, symmetrical face, kind of thin look to her. Now, there's something else. So, we're not going to look at much of this because I want to save it. But I did a little bit of something clever. Something clever, guys. The wiretap didn't really give them anything, though. Didn't it? Look, all it did was, it was just, I feel all it did was give them, like, character evidence, which does a fair bit when it comes to juries. Juries like to know that he's the bad man and that he can't be trusted and he's a big fat liar, liar, pants on fire. And just like Alec Murdoch, he lied. Yeah. Did you look in their eyes when you lied? Did you look in their eyes? Yeah. So all this evidence of him lying was probably helpful to the prosecution because it showed that he's a big fat liar, right? So no, not really helpful in terms of concrete stuff, but enough to help push the jury. So we're just going to have a teensy-weensy little listen to this because this is the day, the 6th of January, when he actually told her that there was a wife, right? But there's prior phone calls. And we have them all, people. We have them all. We have them all.
Well,
Amber.
yes.
Amber.
I'm here.
Can you hear that
I can
okay?
you just fine.
Okay. Thank you for answering.
Well, I'm a little bit fumed right now.
You should be.
Are you driving?
No,
So where are you right now?
I'm in Modesto right now.
Doing what?
I'm helping in the search.
Really?
Yeah, I've been putting out flyers and
Apologies that when it said I'm in the desert, he's actually saying I'm in Modesto right now. So that's just like AI not interpreting the words correctly. Hello, Cece. Good to see you. Good to see you. And hello, T Sealy01. I've never seen you before in chat. Welcome. Welcome. The neighbor's declaration was illuminating. You can tell they think Scott's innocent, and they're very sure the robbery happened in the 24th, shortly after they left on holiday. Where can I find that? Could you please help? And maybe like send me there's all of my contact details over in the about section. You can get me on Twitter, you can get me on Instagram, Facebook, there's email there. Please, 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 please. That would be fantastic. I would love to see that one. Awesome. Modesto is in the desert. No, that's just how AI heard it. They went, oh, Modesto desert. And I didn't pick that one up. I'm very sorry. I'm new to this whole making video with caption thing. But I bought some software. It cost me like $250 US for this software. It better be good. I know. I'm a sucker for this stuff. I need to make money off YouTube to pay my bills.
Again, so why did you follow through or go ahead and meet me and have this date and do all these things with me and tell me all these things? Why? For what purpose did I serve in your life during this last month?
Amber, you changed me since last month. You were so special to me. You're amazing. And I just...
And so what, are you telling me your wife was not?
I cannot explain it all to you.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you're not wanting to explain to me right now, Scott.
No, I want to. I can't.
You want to, but you can't because why?
Too many people would be hurt.
Too many people are hurt now. If you're telling me this is international or national, don't you think?
Yeah.
So how is that going to put any more hurt than that's already out there now? How would you think this wouldn't just break my heart?
Okay, so Cece, no, he was not in jail or anything. He was out and about. He had not even been arrested. She was working for the police undercover. She knew that he was a suspect, and that these are wiretaps. So as far as he was concerned, they were still dating, and she didn't even know, as he thought that she didn't know that he was a suspect. In fact, he didn't even really know he was a suspect. So yeah, that's what's going on.
To meet someone, and I even tell you where I'm at in my life, and I'm getting started in my own business. I just moved out from doing the chiropractic, and what I've been through in my life already to this day, you're very well aware of. We've spent many times on the phone, or even together, and me talking about these things. How could you possibly not think you being married would affect me?
That's no big deal.
I don't know how to answer that right. I don't want to say it again. But, I mean, you obviously don't deserve this. I had no idea this was going to happen.
Sounded like
and
it.
I can't. No, Amber, no.
Really?
I know you can't believe me. And you should, but...
I should? I should believe you that, no, you can't
No,
have anything
that's not what I think.
with her disappearance? Is that
I had nothing to do with it. My God, Amber, I had nothing to do with her disappearance.
Then who did?
We don't have any ideas.
Really?
There was a robbery here, and, they have
The robber had something to do with her disappearance?
across from the house where she disappeared. There was a robbery that morning.
Uh-huh. And? Robbers don't steal people, pregnant people, for that.
I'm telling you the police, those are the leads they've indicated.
Oh, those are the only leads they've indicated?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, they're not sharing anything with me.
Oh no.
They haven't what?
They're not sharing anything with me.
No,
They're not sharing what with you?
Any investigation except for the search.
Uh-huh. Unbelievable, Scott.
I know. All I can say is how sorry I am that you are being put through this.
You know what? I'll give you a suggestion or a word of advice. Never apologize to someone on the phone.
I should come down there tonight.
You're going to come down to my house tonight?
No, I should have been.
Really? And then what? You're going to come to my house
no.
and you've lied to me.
Amber, no. Amber, no, I'm coming to your house tonight. But what I'm saying is I wanted to do this in person.
Really?
Yeah.
So you want everything in your time frame of life?
No.
No?
This time frame is not my choosing.
Really?
Really.
It's just very coincidental, Scott.
My God, Amber, no.
You don't think? Remember when I told you, the night of that dance, I said, when I came to you because I was upset because I said, Sean knew about this before me. You told me you hadn't talked to her. You told Sean that you had lost your wife. And again, what loss and sense are you speaking of?
Exactly.
Exactly what?
But there are many types of loss.
Uh-huh. And what kind of loss was that?
See, I can't tell you.
Why?
I can't ask you to trust me. I can't ask you to believe me. I can't tell you. And I will be able to in the future. If you'll listen to me, then I don't know if you will. I can't ask you to do that.
The only thing that would ever make me or change my mind in any way is that she is found alive or comes forward or where.
God, I hope she is found alive. We all hope she's found alive. We're all working for that.
Really?
Yes.
You think that's going to happen?
God, I hope
In your heart, do you feel that she's honestly going to be found alive?
I've been losing hope.
You've been losing hope?
The last couple of days.
Wife does not lose hope. That hope never dies until she is found. And how can you call me and talk to me at night and sound so joyous and everything else while you're going? That is just beyond me. Beyond me, Scott.
I know you won't believe me, but at night, I haven't slept in weeks.
Really?
And yes, I have put on a face to talk to you until I can tell you.
And when were you when you got back from Europe?
No, I want to come down there.
And everything else? This didn't even have to come about, Scott.
I know, but she disappeared.
Why you even developed anything with me, and all these hopes are, plans of futuristic plans together. I
want to tell you. I do. I still want to tell you.
You want to tell me what?
I want to tell you everything you need to know. Everything, period.
Why then? So was it that you were just wanting to use me for the time being because you had lost your wife in the sense that you weren't involved with her anymore because you say you're faithful to me?
Amber.
You never cheated on me?
Amber.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
This whole losing his wife thing, like what? So he told her back when they first got together a few months earlier that he'd lost his wife, as in, and he used that wording, and she took it as that meaning that he's a widower, right? So, I've lost her, and but he really meant that. Well, he didn't mean anything by it. He was lying, but then he actually did lose her. He lost her, as in she went missing, lost. Max is here. Hello, 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 hello. We are listening to the good Amber, right? Not the garbage Amber Heard, or maybe a bit of both. She's wired in hopes of catching him admitting to murder and a bit of revengeful. Yeah, a little bit of both. A little bit of both. Look, she's not bad. A bad Amber. She's almost always got a shit sandwich look on her face, like someone's just fed her a shit sandwich or a warm fish milkshake. But that she can't really be blamed for it because, you know, this dude, he's a bit of a smarmy old bugger. And yeah, he may or may not have unalived his wife. He definitely did lie to this one, Amber here, about losing his wife, accidentally misplacing her, maybe leaving her behind somewhere, maybe just forgetting that she existed when he started dating this one. Who knows? That's what Amber's trying to get out of him here. But she's not exactly being that forthcoming with him right now because she has got the cops on you know, the little third line in the background. There's a bit of a wiretap going on here, so you know she's not exactly being forthcoming. So there we go. Nice to see you, Max. Haven't seen you for a bit. Have to have you on stream sometime. Let's keep going.
Let me say this one thing.
Yeah.
Wasn't it you that said, I don't want to ever have a reason to have to apologize for anything?
Yeah.
Say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So why is it you have such a hard time with truth?
I don't think I knew. But I lied to you, and I hate myself for that.
You didn't think you knew you lied to me?
No. I have always told you the truth.
Oh, really?
No, with exceptions, obviously.
With exceptions?
Yeah, truth with exceptions. Huh? That's a new one for my book.
I know, I don't know how to phrase it, Amber. But know that everything I've ever said to you
said to me
has
about
been
me. Yeah, but everything that you said that portrayed it, but for you, towards me, I can't. How can I take it?
No.
No, there can't be, can there?
That's not correct either.
Really?
I lied to you about travel, about where I am now.
Well, obviously.
And yes, I lied to you
About
before that I hadn't been married.
And that you don't want to have children, that the only child you want or could see as having is one, and that would be my daughter, Ayana.
If we were together, yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yes. All along knowing you have a baby on the way. Explain that to me.
I cannot tell you everything.
Why?
Now, I can't tell you everything now.
So tell me, Scott, since everything is in a timeline with you anyway, when can you tell me?
It's not my timeline, Amber.
Whose timeline is it then?
It's so imposed on me.
Yes, I'm listening.
I don't know what to say. I mean, we can't.
That would be a start.
Oh my God, I wish I could tell you everything, Amber.
Again.
I wish I could tell you everything.
Save your tears.
Oh, save your tears for another day.
So tell me why, another question for you, Scott. Tell me why I should not be afraid of you after learning.
I'm not an evil person.
You're not an evil person.
I'm not. I would never hurt anyone.
Really? You would never hurt anyone?
No,
what are you doing to me right now? You think I'm down in daisies right now?
No, I know it, Amber. I know it. That's why I'm so weak. I don't know what to say, Amber.
Honey.
I know I'm hurting you. I don't want you to be hurt anymore. But I did.
You like my banner?
That you did what? That you did what? Hello?
Amber?
Yes? That you did what?
I didn't do anything. I lied to you. But this situation is
Yes, you led me to believe.
beyond our control.
You led me to believe that you're such a great guy. Someone that I could see as well as for you to be with and you know, to enjoy life's experiences together.
You think you're completely wrong?
What?
That's true online. It's annoying timeline imposed on me by unaliving of my wife. Damn it. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Just got in the way. She just went missing at the wrong time. How old was Scott at the time? Good question. I think 31 or 30? 30 or 31, one or the other. It might have been 30, actually. Yeah. And she was 28. This girl here was 28. And yeah, he gets tearful thinking he will lose Amber, but not when talking about his wife. Or actually, I have a clip of him speaking to the media, and they were actually breaking it down and talking about the fact that he tries to get the tears to come out and he actually leaves them rather than wipes them away. And it's like, okay, so fine. Look, everyone's suspecting him anyway, so I can't really blame him for leaving the tears there. Just keep going.
You think you're completely wrong about that?
Do I think I'm completely wrong about what?
About what you just said?
You know, you've lost me.
I know that I lied to you.
Yes.
And I destroyed things with that.
Do you know?
The situation is so unbelievable and so painful for
You
everyone.
expect this to be so big? Is that what you just thought? Oh well, no big deal, just another lost woman. It would just disappear, and then you would.
Oh my God, no, this is a...
You would return from Europe, and you and I, of course, because you've talked about travel.
Never.
Oh, Europe.
Oh, you didn't plan on wanting to move away with me? Isn't that what you were leading up to? And when you came back and returned, that you just hoped that I would put my trust in you, and that you would, whatever decisions you were going to make for Ayana and I, you would that I could say yes without question. Do you remember that conversation? Because I remember it very clearly. That was just after I confronted you about Sean's knowing of your wife.
Yeah.
Yes. Where was that leading to?
I can't tell you everything now. I'm so sorry.
I know, you've told me that time and time again.
I know, I don't want to say that again.
So then why don't you just answer the question?
I can't.
Don't I deserve, or at least that?
Amber, you absolutely deserve that. You absolutely deserve it. You deserve so much more.
There's a butt in there somewhere, isn't there, Scott?
I can't right now.
You know, and I came to you with my friend Dave, and you said, oh, I'm afraid for you. Should I feel that way?
Yeah.
So should I be afraid of you?
No.
But you've lied to me as well about something so big.
I lied to you, right?
Yes. But you feared for me with him.
I fear for your physical with him.
Why?
Why?
Yes, why?
The guy has hurt a woman.
At least I wasn't having a relationship with him. This was a strict monogamous, or not even monogamous. This was nothing.
He has been physically abusive to a woman. You have to be careful of that.
But he was nobody I had a relationship with. You and I, according to you, I'm your girlfriend. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Do you still feel that way?
I think that my lies probably destroyed that.
That your lie destroyed that. Okay, so how can you have a girlfriend, you know?
Sweetie, you don't understand everything. You don't know everything.
Oh, I have all the time and all. I can listen. I won't say a word. I'm listening.
Amber, yes?
Yes.
Okay. What did you say?
Yay!
But I'm listening. Just tell the truth. And without
I can't. I want to.
what's stopping you?
The situation's stopping me.
The situation
Yes.
is stopping you.
Yes.
That makes no sense.
Oh, I'm sorry?
That doesn't make sense to me, Scott.
Oh, I just...
All right.
Amber.
I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah, I lost you. I can't say anymore.
Well, it can't get any worse.
True. It's
No,
better
no.
than it is.
It could get worse.
It's better than it is.
Well, the situation is terrible. Laci is missing.
Yes.
We have been searching for 2 weeks for her, and we have very little to go on.
Date missing?
Okay, it could get worse. I'm actually a woman. So this is, I wasn't born a man. But it can get much worse. This is just the start. Okay, all right. I don't want to give you everything. In fact, I have so much more for you of that. And what I've decided is next week, we're going to go through the phone calls. We're going to, but I want to circle back a little bit to some of the other theories. And I talked about that there has been some people who've come along and actually looked at the what the prosecution put forward at the last trial, and it interests me that there was at least one expert witness who, I believe what actually happened was that their testimony has now been completely debunked, and that was the one about the way that bodies move through water and how the timing of where the boat was compared to where the bodies ended up, and how long that took, and the bodies moving through the water ending where they were did not correlate, as the expert said, to Scott, the bodies coming from Scott's boat. So there's that, and a couple of other things that have all been analyzed, and I'm getting that information together. I really want to share that on the next stream. So yeah, I want to focus on a few more of the more concrete details before we sort of dive more back into this kind of stuff, which is more character stuff. Because I mean, it's fun to look at the character stuff, because when it comes down to it, that's why the tabloids had a field day with it. And I actually believe that if it were to come back to a retrial, this stuff would come back in. I don't see why it wouldn't come back in. When's the watch party? I have to go and buy some presents for my daughter because it's her birthday this weekend, and I can't do it right now, unfortunately. But we can do it this week. In fact, yeah, you're in Discord, Half Irish. Anyone who's not in the Discord, if you're a member, get into the Discord. Just click the link underneath the membership tab where the perks are. Come in there, and I'll put up a event for when we can do the watch party. It'll be sometime this week before the next stream, and then we'll do one after the next stream on Monday. But yeah, I have spent no time getting ready for this birthday. She is an Aries. Yeah, happy birthday, Princess Utterance. Indeed. I've ordered a few K-pop things online for her because she loves K-pop. What watch party I want to be? But of course, Ronnie, you remember? You need to become a member. Someone needs to give a gifted membership to Miss Ronnie. Yes, the watch party, you absolutely are invited. you are absolutely invited. But yeah, we do them in our Discord. You either need to be a member of my channel or Dali's channel. Even if you just become a member for a month, it's cool. But we have those in there, and we're going to watch the A&E series, a couple of other things that you can't stream on YouTube. So, we do those in the Discord. Now, also, just before we go, I wanted to just share with you this. Where are we? Tomorrow. Actually, my 3 a.m. Hey, anyone know about this dude? Anyone know about this dude? So, the state of Nevada versus Jose Chili de Castro. Bring your trifolds. Now, a trifold is a brochure, and your camera, and F the police and all that kind of stuff. He's going to a trial for, it's just a misdemeanor, but this dude just can't keep himself quiet in court. Chili has the right to remain silent, but not the ability. Yeah. So I'm going to be staying up tonight, or I'll get some sleep beforehand and then get up. And I'm going to be, hopefully, as long as the link comes up, and I'm pretty sure it will, because Sean has shown me how to find it and things. I'm going to be running this trial live. It's going to be awesome. I'm told every time he goes into a courtroom, it's a bit of a spectacle. And I know that he was arraigned yesterday, and I have that footage as well. Plus, I've got some cool clips from Sean that he shared with me to give everyone a bit of background on this guy. He's a sovereign citizen. He's one of those sovereign citizens that he goes around, and he's got his own YouTube channel, 600,000 subscribers and such, called Delete Laws. So if you want to go have a look at that, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, that's going to be super fun. So my 3 a.m. is 1 p.m. Eastern, which is 10 a.m. the other time Pacific. Yeah. So there's a link. Oh, hang on. I can get the link up. Where are we? Favorites. There we go. Whee. Oh, Nevada versus Chile de Castro live trial with background thanks to potentially criminal, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. That's Tuesday, and there is the link if you would like to join us for that. It's going to be super fun. Super fun. Alrighty. So I am going to say to you also, make sure if you like this stream, press the like button, but also be here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and that is 6 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, I get my head around all that. Time for me to say bye-bye, and I'm going to go and try and get organized for my daughter's birthday. She's turning 12. Oh my God, time flies. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I just love hanging out with all of this, even if it's really, really late at night or middle of the day for me. Thank you for everything. Truth with exceptions.